Alrighty, ruin good Judy. You know my note is not watching out there. Oh, exciting. Oh, hey, I forgot about you. It's been a minute. You're gonna be like, my mysterious stranger. You're gonna show up and hopefully help me in the last moment. Because I feel like you're from out of town and you are not involved in this whole thing. You're the only person kind of like nice to me, if I recall correctly. I could be wrong. I feel like you're not the twist bad guy. I feel like it's enough that there's a lot of them. Plus, I see you have a key. You got that key there. What you doing with that key there, girl? We were never friends. I wanted to like you because of various things, but you just hated my last character, and you had positive qualities. It just wasn't ever gonna happen. Samiro's like, present. Pain's servant. Again, you have a blindfold, but then you have like, I can see your eye through it. And again, maybe that's something I'm missing, or it's like, oh, that's a hint. Those people are like, if it's red, which that kind of looks a little red, but it could be yellow. Oh, well, yellow's not good, or red's worse, blue is good. I don't know. If you're looking at the ending, I don't know. Oh, it's not a thorough person. Man, it's been a minute since I've had to deal with you pieces of shit. And I just don't, I remember I don't like you. I remember you had a different name before, and I didn't like you before. Pretty sure you're not new. You're just a different, you know, nickname, call sign, gamer tag, whatever, than you were before. Yes, before we begin, let me welcome an unusual guest to our fold. Oh, Prince, do you mean me? Um, the person you hired to do the thing that you asked to investigate this thing? She gestured towards a corner, from behind which emerges a silhouette that would have never, ever appeared here under it. It No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Big money, big money, big money. Stop! I'm really hoping it's, the other Nosferatu, the one I didn't beat up. Oh, Sork. I thought you'd be here before. You're an Anarch, but you're still a Toreador. Name's Stork. I'm the Baron of the Bronx. I was delegated here by my compatriots as an oversight authority. I'm here to observe the results of the investigation. Nothing more, nothing less. No, you sound like a material witness. Like, I'm not even sure I'm using that term right. But you seem like you're involved in the thing personally. And you'll side with whomever you need to for your benefit and to maintain whatever outcome is supposed to happen, you're gonna do. And I don't feel like I made great friends with you. I do feel like I made it clear that I was friends with Tamika, but that I helped Tamika may be a thing that you don't like. But also, real talk, you're a toxic shithead. I don't know what else to say. Let me stress this one last time. This is a one-time occurrence meant to alleviate the tensions in the city, not a symbol of mutual recognition. Not in the slightest. Yes, 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 Prince. We all know that you don't consider the Anarch Baron or whatever they call themselves. You know, they don't want to be princes, but they're the Anarch President, or I don't fucking know. I don't care. I get it. I peek at Addison's face to get a feel for how the hard-line loyalist might grapple with this arrangement. His expression betrays no surprise, only slight discomfort. He's like, mm. Who was it again? Addison. If even he is fine with it, the prince must have been extremely convincing about the necessity of a temporary truce, or about some Machiavellian tactic she's got ready up her sleeve. Who knows? It's like, ultimately, I felt like the idea between, okay, so there's the Camarilla, whatever, whichever way you want to pronounce it, which is sort of like mainstream vampire society of the main clans, and they got their own rules, and so do anarchs, but there's a lot more freedom there. And I normally side with the anarchs when that's an option. And any clan can, but that's not how it works, generally. And then there's the Zabat, which are basically like vampire Nazis. And they're usually made of what is the quote-unquote evil clans, because it's hard for them to, like, they're more old school. That's just not how they want to roll. They just, it's a Mish and shit. They're just like, nah, why aren't we in charge? Oh, it's because they'll hunt us down. It's like, I feel like that applies to the rest of you, not so much us, but okay. Like, maybe if you guys didn't just spread around your seed and dilute its meaning. Anyway. Of course, we might have irreconcilable differences, but there are times we need to be temporarily put aside in order to quell the unrest and open paths for constructive and meaningful change. Holy crap, did you go to therapy, bro? Because that's like some therapy talk. I like your outfit. You seem like you're talking like a rational person. I see improvement. Please, please don't disappoint me. If anybody would like to voice their concerns, the time is now. Just immediately raise your hand. Just go into it. Torque Arturo. Panhard exchange glances. Normally, I'd consider it an innocent gesture. Knowing what I know, I roll my eyes. Oh my god, you mean girl ass bitches. It's like, you guys are like the inner circle of the, what? The group that, you guys are the clique that killed the other guy. And that guy was a douche, and he should be dead. He was a terrible everything. He was also kind of in charge for a minute, and he got that way unfairly and fucked up and whatever. I get it. That's vampire society. You guys don't want him. I don't want him. Nobody wants him. He's terrible. The world's a better place that he's dead, apparently. I didn't want to investigate his murder. I think that's like, so this guy got killed, but nobody likes him. But he was technically kind of in charge, even if he wasn't actually the prince, because there was a prince, and it's like, okay. A stick or a carrot, Torque? What made you break and sell your compatriots? How much do you really know? Honestly, I feel like he got invited to the big kid's table and he just kind of did what he was told. And things got real, and he did what he was told and agreed to do it with the hope of better things. then shit hit the fan and he just had to do it because it would be bad for all the anarchs. If not, Kadir. Hi. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Hi. I'm also here. And, you know, you didn't send Kadir on this. I'm not like his assistant. Like, if I go back and I watch these again, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, I was the assistant. I'll be annoyed at myself right now, but I don't think I was. I think he had better shit to do, and he wasn't just showing me the ropes and dragging me around. I think it was like, you have to do this because, you know, you're already providing a function. This is your way of helping get into the thing, and it's like, I can't say no to you. May I? He steps into the middle of the room and clears his throat theatrically. First, let me state, let me plainly state. Shit, you're talking way too fast, Kadir. Plainly state that the conclusion I'm going to present is by no means my own achievement. It is the result of a tireless investigation conducted by a talented kindred I won't name here. Raise his hand. Are you trying to prevent me from, like, you don't seem like a credit stealer. Are you trying to spare me the backlash? Like, are you actually trying to look out for me? Or is it actually you're referring to the Nosferatu who's, like, still probably laying low and under your protection? A telling glance in Torque's direction gives a succinct explanation for why he refused to call them by their names. It's like, I pumped him for information and I got it, so fuck it. And of course, Julia Sawinski, whose ceaseless groundwork over the past few nights has served foundation for the findings that are about to be revealed here. Thank you, Julia. You're welcome, as long as I get to actually commentary on it before the whole discussion just takes over. It's not the first time he sets out to oversell my achievements. This is the one time I don't feel like he's overselling your achievements. I think you actually found shit. I think you got deeper into this than you were supposed to. And this is not praise. This is him trying to placate you. And hopefully you'll shut the fuck up while he does the thing. Because he said no words. You just sit there and listen. This is you. Like, maybe this is what saves your life. Maybe it's not. As a sheriff, my role here is mostly representative. I spend the last few days overseeing the celebrations in Elysium, making sure no harm would befall anyone present. Luckily, none did. Looks like the prince's decision to move forward with the event was the correct one. Oh, Thomas Arturo, aren't you so good at just, in your nice little pleated suit, just so well pressed, just getting down on those knees. You know, like, you know, college professors used to have, like, they used to have those little patches for, I don't know, I don't really know, like, I'm aware from the movies that was a thing. Yours are on your knees. Oh, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. And for that, we should extend our thanks to Kadir, and let us not overlook our guest to a degree. I managed to convince my key allies that a diplomatic action is the only way forward in this case. No matter how wrong-headed the enemy can be, we still need avenues to negotiate and communicate. I think he's actually playing his part really well here, as opposed to the toxic shithead I talked to earlier. Curious how Tamika would react to him looking like a corporate bastard designing the future order, dismissing potential for the change that lies in unrest. Okay, yeah, no, he's totally 100% doing that. Tamika wouldn't be fine. She would not be a fan. No wonder she dumped him. Spares the empty... Oh, yeah, nope, Tremere not having it. Spares the empty pleasantries and let Kadir move on. I don't have all night for this. Right, I'll be concise. Douglas Boss Callahan's remains were found in his office by one of the schools first thing in the evening. First Kindred to confirm it was first thing in the evening. So that has to be like, he got killed the night before, reaching the sunrise, and y'all found ways to get home without it being a problem despite the fact there was sun, or I don't know, maybe you just left him staked, I don't know. Had somebody come in and take that out, I don't know. First Kindred to confirm it was another Anarch Baron, Torque, present here. A mystery book author referred to the circumstances of Callahan as a classic closed room mystery. The metal door locked from the inside served as the sole way in. Bro, there is no sole way in anything really. You know, like those shutters, they are a way in. You know, some vampires can turn into a gaseous form. Some can become invisible. Some can make people open the door for them, totally forget that they exist, and go about their day. Like, it's not a closed... That's not how this works at all. They literally could have been posing as furniture for weeks, just listening. Like a Nosferatu or a Malkavian could have just been like, I don't mind. I literally can just hang out here. Like, no one's gonna notice me. Nosferatu would be more inclined towards that. I think a Malkavian would get bored, but it could be done. There was no murder weapon, no useful testimonies. The evidence was, how do we put it? Barely circumstantial at best. It's like, I mean, a Nosferatu and a Malkavian could work quite well together in this scenario. They could be like, oh yeah, no. We just hung out there invisibly. The Nosferatu summoned rats. We just sat there and chewed rats, and then we would go back to being invisible. It could be a Kuei Jin. They could have just scrambled in through the chimney, or pushed their bodies through. You know, there's a lot of ways this could be done. What was left for us is one hell of a puzzle, where the answer couldn't even be approached using the tried and trusted methods. Okay, cui bono? It's like, there's always that. Wow, she's just sitting. She's literally the lowest character, height-wise, you know, like, on the level of everyone here. But, like, or there's also an extreme out-of-the-box consideration, which we have heard from, you know, that one guy. And it could just be like, it was all of you. If everyone was there, makes it very hard. Like, all of you are implicated all of you could be guilty, but it's hard to really play into that. It's hard to say that because that's such an unlikely scenario, but it's totally possible. We were presented with a poorly timed power upheaval, a tense situation where a long-planned celebration was in danger. Suddenly, all of us were faced with an uncertain future. Everybody benefited, yet nobody did. No one was especially fond of Callahan, but it's not like anyone seemed particularly keen on removing him from the equation, especially at this time. I mean, it seemed like my character had my old character had every reason to do that, and so did my coterie. I don't think any of them were like. I think they were like, yeah, that's stupid. I'm not gonna do that unless you get the guys, and that was basically it. For a moment, we were sure this was the beginning of an offensive on the part of the Camarilla. We started wondering just how violent our retaliation should go. It's like, maybe it was a hunter, maybe it was some other, you know, some vampire from another place. Who knows? I mean, real talk, I do remember in the other game, he used to basically just stake a vampire he didn't like, put him in a coffin, or sarcophagus or something, fill it with rocks, send it to the bottom of the ocean, and just leave them there. Like, or drain them and then leave them alive in torpor, you know, some fucked up shit. As for us, we were momentarily convinced that the anarchists were planning to blame us for their own internal power struggle. The tense situation resolved only thanks to the skillful and swift diplomacy. Dare I say, yet another victory for our talented prince. Again, I feel like Arturo, you know, you must have to replace those patches, not the professor patches that are on the elbows, which I don't know why that was a thing. Maybe they did it because it was cool. Maybe they just bought old coats or wore them forever. I don't know. But yours are on the knees because, you know, you be alming. And there you go again. You're going to have to replace these patches so much. Julian made sure to examine all the contacts Callahan might have had in his last days, in both sects. Her efforts were tireless. And now you're going to bring down the hammer and be like, but she was wrong. And only rarely misguided. Well, at least I got rarely misguided. That's not very nice in vampire society. That says more than it should. He just had to spill out one biting remark, didn't he? Well, he's probably just covering his head. But, as exhaustive as they might have been, they were only served to model the possibilities. Yeah. So saith you, bitch. Not explain them. Gala had a lot of enemies, but there are the most infuriating kind of enemies one can have. Folks who barely ever thought of him anymore. No, that's not how the last game portrayed him. Sounds like some PR shit right there, buddy. And no one really had a particularly interest in getting rid of him because they could always simply work their way around him. Yeah, but if everybody's there because he had some sort of blackmail, as I've been informed, which may or may not be true, I mean, you beat the crap out of a guy who had every intention of beating the crap out of you, maybe killing you. Can't trust it, but could be true. Doesn't really seem like the sort of thing he would do to achieve that goal. And working his way around him seemed not like an option for my neonate character and a lot of the other characters in the last one. Such as, some of these people are the same people from last time, but they look different. Just before last Christmas, he even witnessed the first ever successful first light raid against his extremely profitable blood trade supply lines. The lone ace up his sleeve, a downright shady ability to perfectly maneuver around all SI activities gone. Callan's decline was apparent, all in a domino effect made his empire slowly crumble. I just feel like this was like what was written for you to read before. And it totally makes all the light not shine on all present who actually did the thing. And honestly, all present who did the thing could still just kill me like right now. I'm just gonna end it right now because it's just like, what the fuck.